Winx. I'm a 22-year-old that's obsessed with Winx Club. Sir, oh my god. Oh my gosh. Sir. Hello beautiful people, it's your queen of random content, Marcus. I'm broke and breaking out, what's new, but also I have not gotten a lot of sleep because I binge watched the new Netflix Winx Saga. So something you might not know about me is I am
obsessed with Winx Club.
like when I was younger, I played like Winx Club games on the computer. Then I had like Winx Club games on my Game Boy and my Nintendo double screen, the Nintendo DS. Is that what it's called? Yeah. So I love Winx Club. So when I found out that Netflix was doing a remake, I was like,
oh, this is gonna be good.
the little like child in me is screaming, screeching, yelling. But then, before it came out, a lot of things were revealed to the public. Like number one, they were doing 5 girls instead of 6. So my homegirl Tekna is gone, and I knew that they were changing a lot of the things from the show, and I was like, is Netflix gonna ruin our favorite childhood show? So the moment it came out, I watched it, I binged it. When I watched the first episode, I was just gonna be like, I need to do an episode about everything wrong with the Winx Saga. But the only thing that was wrong was me, because I actually ended up enjoying the show. But before I get into that, I'm just gonna bring you guys through some of the differences between the Winx Saga on Netflix and the cartoon Winx Club series. Alright, first things first. Okay, so let's talk about the clothes. The issue of the clothes in Winx Club has been all over Twitter because of the trailer that was released. I mean, when you compare the clothes that the girls of the Winx Club wore, they were really cool, funky colored clothes. So when we were expecting a remake, we expected the cool and stylish clothes of Winx Club to be in the Netflix version as well. But then in the Netflix version, they're literally just wearing like normal, everyday clothes. And I was like, where's the fun in that? What's that magical fairy world that you're creating? I literally saw Stella wearing a Chanel-inspired tweed jacket, and I was like, wow, you're in another dimension and you're wearing a Chanel-inspired tweed jacket. That's like fashionable for Earth, and you know, here that a tweed jacket is what we associate with like power and being rich, and the same thing is in another dimension. More on world building later. So that's just like fashion and clothes. I was a bit disappointed that they're just wearing like everyday mundane clothes, but I was like,
Everything else better be good then.
now let's talk about the magic. There's no more transformation magic. There's no bam bam, thank you ma'am. Like, that was the fun of Winx Club. Like, I love listening to the transformation music and just watching them like transform into like the same costume all the time, while the like villain just stands there like,
Why are they just going? What is happening?
the transformation was the best part. It was just the iconic fairy look that they had with the wings and everything. And then they didn't have wings in the show. They were just doing like, giving me like the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina vibes with just like magic in normal clothes. I was like, what's the fun in that? Even like Tinkerbell had like some sort of fairy-like outfit, right? Okay, so they say that magic is an ancient power that has been lost. But you know what? You have lost the trust and faith of the entire Winx Club fandom. Spoiler alert for any of y'all who have not watched the series, but I'm gonna talk about things that have happened because I binged it for 2 days and I have a lot to say, okay? So if you haven't watched it, turn this video off. But before that, make sure to subscribe to this channel and like the video. At the end, Bloom does transform, but the transformation, she's just on fire in her normal clothes. And then she has like fiery wings. And the headmistress calls that transform. She's like, Bloom transform. No, she was just on fire and had fairy wings. I want a full transformation. I want her clothes to change and everything. I'm just very upset by the fact that there's no transformation. But yeah, another main difference in the magic is it's very elemental. They've almost made it like Avatar-like. They focus on like the fairy. You're born with like your element, and so there's like earth, water fairies, fire fairies, and mind fairies. Apparently that's a new element they've included, and light. But the thing is, in the cartoon version, there were a lot of weird magical powers. There were other powers such as like talking to animals and music. First of all, can we talk about my homegirl, Musa? Musa is supposed to be Chinese in the show. I mean, in the cartoon series, Musa is very obviously Asian. I'm sorry if I'm stereotyping anything, but she is Asian, come on. And they gave the role to like a white actress. I mean, the actress did a great job at portraying Musa, no doubt. But like, shouldn't Musa be an Asian?
Also, I want to talk about the whitewashing of Flora, because Flora is actually based off Jennifer Lopez, so the person playing Flora should kind of be Latin American by descent, but it's portrayed by a white actress.
And like, second of all, Musa doesn't even have musical powers. She listens to music, yes, but it's because she's an empath. Basically, she can like read other people's emotions. And I was like, I wanted Musa to like destroy enemies by playing like Dua Lipa or something like "Don't start now" and like musical notes like fly and hit the enemy. So apparently Musa can feel other people's emotions and isn't Asian, apparently, Netflix. And another thing is the magic is very simplified. Like Aisha, when she has the water, she's having a water bending moment. There's no like magical beams. So the magic is very elemental. It's not your normal sparky boom boom, a lot of random flashing lights in the cartoon. Which to me, I'm like, okay, I guess it's okay. It's making it more realistic. I can't expect everything I wanted in a cartoon into a Netflix series. Alright, next thing, let's talk about the setting and technology used in the show. I think they could have done a better job at world building because the Winx Saga on Netflix is very much set in our time and in our world. Because there were a lot of fun bits like the hovercrafts and the technology used in the Winx dimension. I think they had like, in the cartoon in the school, they had a hologram simulator, so that's how the girls like test their situation awareness and magic and stuff. But in this show, they literally just had like smartphones and SUVs and limos, and I'm just like, where are the characters? I just expected more world building and something not so familiar to our world. Also, you're telling me that they have smartphones and no security cameras?
Like, oh my gosh, who did this? Who went down to the dungeons?
It's just a bit weird that you don't have security cameras when you have smartphones. Just my opinion. So I guess since they're so digitally advanced, they did the show without my homegirl Tekna, the girl with the purple hair who can like spit out binomial theorem numbers at you. It's like she's such an important part of the Winx Club is made of 6 girls. Like they just thought they could just eliminate Tekna because who needs a fairy that can manipulate numbers and technology? Girl, we need a fairy like that more than ever now. Like if someone's doing like a cyberbullying attack, like bam bam. She can hack into your computer by like waving her fingers. But I guess like plot-wise, if they want to make it all elemental and ancient fairy magic, I guess there's no technology in the ancient world. I get it. So that leads me on to my next point about plot. How similar is the Winx Saga plot to the cartoon? So other than the fact that there's no Tekna, and Musa is not Asian, and Musa does not have powers of music literally in her name, let's talk about the other things that may not be so obvious to people who do not watch the cartoon. So first of all, Stella has a magical ring. Why don't I have a ring? So Stella has an heirloom, and the ring in the Netflix show kind of like opens portals to other dimensions, but in the show, Stella's ring is actually a magical staff, and that kind of like channels Stella's energy, and that's what she mainly uses like hit bad guys with. In the Netflix show, there are no witches, because in the cartoon there are the specialists, which are the guys who can like fight with swords and other weapons, and then there are the fairies, and then there are the witches. In the show, it's just the fairies and the specialists. Where are the witches? They do mention blood witches, so I'm guessing, I hope they expand on that in season 2, but it would have been nice to see like the iconic badass trio. They're known as like the Tricks, like the 3 main villains in the Winx Club cartoon. But the Netflix show does still focus on Bloom being a very powerful fairy and how she has something called the Dragonfire. And in the Netflix show, it's also mentioned that the witches kidnapped Bloom because of her power. That is also something that's very true in the cartoon, because I think witches did kidnap her. Like witches were after her for her power, and then like her sister rescued her and put her with a family on Earth. So the whole thing about...
Okay, hold up. Let me clear the storyline. So basically, witches did not kidnap her, but the witches did attack her home planet, and that's when her sister put in a portal and sent her to Earth.
So the Netflix show does stay true to that, although they call Bloom a changeling, which is where fairies swap fairy babies for human babies. So just from the top of my head, those are some of the things that I kind of had issues with the show, and some things that I thought were similar to the cartoon, and some things I thought were not so similar. In conclusion, this is what I think about the show. I think it is a great show. I binged it. The character development is great. I think the use of magic and everything is really fun. The storyline is interesting, and the cliffhanger on season 1 definitely left me hooked and interested for a season 2. But I really felt that they kind of slapped the name Winx on the show just for that clout and just so the fandom would be interested in it. Because other than the names of the characters being the same, I totally see how this could just be a different story altogether. It doesn't have to be based on the Winx Club cartoon, especially when they're focusing on more elemental magic and doing away with my homegirl Tekna and not letting Musa have musical powers. Sorry, I'm just very upset about that. But other than that, I leave you guys to make your own decisions. You should go and watch it. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about the Netflix series. Yeah, so this is a really random video. I mean, that is my brand. I mean, I always I don't want to be those YouTubers that are like and subscribe, but it does help my channel a lot, so it mean a lot to me if you subscribe to my channel if you like my content, and give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Also comment down below any other videos you'd like me to do. I like to hear hear from you. So yeah, I'll see y'all in another video. Please stay safe and take care of yourself. Bye!